Hello, testle Filipindayola, ning tapan testle ane three nyamdala nigi pugi therapist missima nyamdala ye ane corona the gadget district was so ane di kais na mazuki Filipindagi bugugangi yola ane paint hoyagi tindala ane kyuzirenga den chobaji. Hello, Missima.
Hello.
Missima, she is therapist of my son, and she is a wonderful, great therapist, and we are really grateful that she is with our son, helping, right?
That's nice, thank you.
And I have a few questions, Missima. What is the most important thing children with autism should learn? What do you give opinion or suggestion? They should learn.
Okay, so I think the most important skill that we teach children are very early learner skills. So number one would be being able to sit and attend to an instruction, because we have to think about our child being in different situations. So eventually that child's going to be going to daycare where they have circle time. If they can't sit and attend to circle, that's going to be challenging for the teachers in the classroom. And again, the child going to school needs to be able to sit and attend in a classroom. So that's a very important skill to teach our children. And again, we have to think about some of these children have other therapies. So seeing a speech and language pathologist, if the speech and language pathologist is trying to teach our child at a table, if they can't sit and attend to their instruction, they're not going to be learning as much as they would if they could sit and attend.
Okay, so you advise them they should learn how to sit down first, right?
Right, being able to sit for small periods of time. If they can sit for, a minute, and then we can slowly increase it to maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Yeah.
So sitting is the most important for them, right?
Yeah.
It's knowing how to sit down in the table, and that's what you think. Okay, and so can I give two more?
So another one I think is an important skill is the skill of matching. Being able to match is a memory skill. And so that's a precursor to learning how to classify items and to identify relationships between those items. So that's another very early learner skill. That's a precursor to a lot of other skills that children need to learn.
Okay, and the last one more.
And number 3 I had was gross motor imitation. So gross motor imitation helps develop language skills, social skills needed to communicate with others. And again, a very early learning skill that we can teach our children.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Sima. And my second question, what do you give suggestion if the child is very hyperactive? What or how the parents should help?
It could be that the child is having a hard time self-regulating themselves. And each child is very different. So what works for one child isn't necessarily going to work for another child. So it could be that the child maybe needs more frequent breaks. Maybe taking them for a walk would help. Maybe even listening to music helps some children.
And it maybe exercise.
You can try doing exercises, of course. Watch if the child has imitation skills. They can watch a video and follow along the video. That's again why imitation skills are very important at a young age, so that they can do those skills. But it would also be helpful to maybe see a occupational therapist. They can provide suggestions.
Okay, thank you. And now I have one more last question. Okay, what do you think parents are doing wrong thing in a way like a teaching? I know it's not really wrong, but we are focusing on wrong instead of something. There's many way of learning, right?
Right. Now we talked about this earlier. And what you had suggested or what you had mentioned was that you were really focusing on the academics and not so much on the self-help skills. And I agree. I think those skills are very important. So the child being able to dress themselves,
Okay.
Eating is really important.
Okay.
Potty training is really important.
Okay.
Because again, the child needs to teach the child to be independent. We're not always going to be there. Again, in the school environment, we're not always going to be there to help put their shoes on.
Yes.
So they need to be able to do that independently. And in the moment, of course, it's easy for us just to get them ready in the morning. But we have to remember and be mindful that we need to try to teach our children to do some of it on their own and reinforce them. When even if they just get one shoe on, great, let's throw a party for them. They got one shoe on, great.
Yes,
And then eventually, hopefully, we can get them to get both shoes on.
Okay.
So those are really...
So you are suggesting that children should learn how to be independent to like wearing clothes or body trained or what else? Eating, sitting down and eating. Okay, these are very important, right?
Yes, of course.
And what parents are doing wrong, like
I'm not going to say that parents are doing anything wrong, because again, every child is different, and
but I mean to say wrong sense, like we are focusing wrong, like different, like learning how to read or write, making them to write, or not paying attention on.
Well, I think it's important to reinforce every correct or behavior that your child...
Okay. So like you're saying, like example, my child, when he do something right, I'm not really like reinforcing things, saying wow or something like that.
So maybe
right?
providing more reinforcement.
Okay.
Can I say that?
So that they can say, okay, I'm doing something right,
I can
and they are
do
like giving me this, so I should do more.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Being when you're reinforcing, making sure that your child sees you.
Okay.
So it's important to get to their level so they can see you and see the excitement, and so they know that they're doing something right. And
okay. Thank you so much. That's a great advice to all parents. Thank you everyone, and please, if you're watching first time, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thank you everyone.